Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Robotics. So today what we're going to do is we're going to learn about something called a potentiometer. It's this thing right here. So let's move over to the whiteboard and I'll explain a little bit about how that all works. All right, so potentiometer. Let's go ahead and take some notes here. So we got potentiometer. All right. So I just like to, whenever I like to explain new things, I like to actually look at the words and try to understand them. So the first thing here, potentio, that's one word, and then the other one is meter. Okay. Now potentio, what does that mean? It actually comes from the word potential. Now what is potential? Well, potential means a couple things. If you think about it in real life, potential means something good inside us that is in there but hasn't come out yet, right? So the example I always like to use is like maybe you're playing a sport of some sort, like basketball, volleyball, whatever it may be, and your coach says you have a lot of potential. Okay, so that means that, hey, like, you have the opportunity to be really good, and I can see that inside of you, but it needs to come out. Now, how does that happen? Is like, you practice, you work at it, you play games, and then the more that you do that, the actual good stuff comes out. So that's what it is in real life. Now, what is it in electronics? What does it have in robotics? Well, actually, potential also means voltage, right? All right, voltage. Now, voltage we've been experimenting with. We've used that voltage. We need voltage in order to turn the light on, things like that. Now, what does that have to do with what I just said about potential? Now, voltage is energy that is inside something, but it's not being used yet. Okay, so that's kind of like a battery. Okay, if you think of any battery, it's got potential in there. Let me see if I can grab one here. Like this, if you see on my screen, this is a battery, a AA battery. It has energy inside of it, but is it doing anything? No. It's in there, but it has the opportunity to do something. Now, in order to make it do something, like turn on a light, you have to make a circuit, right? So that's why potential and voltage mean the same thing when we're talking about electronics. It means that there's energy or good stuff in here, but it's not doing anything quite yet. You need to do something in order for it to come out. All right, so that's just a little tidbit about potential and voltage. Now, for our conversation today, potential means voltage. All right. Now, what does meter mean? Meter means a couple things. Now, I like to think of it in this situation. Meter is kind of like a dial, like something that you can turn. Okay. Now, if you look at this potentiometer, this thing that's in our kit, there's this dial here that you can turn. Okay. And what happens is that when you combine these two things, the voltage and the dial, what happens is that as you turn the dial, okay, you can change the voltage. All right. So as you turn the dial, you can change the voltage. Now, what does that do? Now, as you turn it, what's going to happen is you change the voltage, and then what you can do is that as the Uno detects different voltages, you can make it do different things. All right. So it's kind of like a button, but it's a little bit more advanced than a button because the button can either be off or on. Right, just two situations, two conditions, off or on. Now the potentiometer can be all these different voltages. Like if as you're watching me turn this thing, right, there are all these different positions. So you have a lot more options with the potentiometer, and we'll see how that all works. All right, so now let us move over a little bit. How do we connect this guy? All right, we have our Uno. We have our, okay, that's my symbol for my potentiometer. And then if you look at the potentiometer, we have 3 legs. Okay. Now the way that this is going to work is that the outside leg, it doesn't really matter which one, is going to go to 5V. And the other outside leg is going to go to the opposite of 5V, which we should know now is the GND. So that's going to be the main power to the potentiometer. Okay. And then I'm just looking at my Uno here to see what pins are available. Then this one will be our signal pin. And let's go into number 8. Pin number 8. So pin number 8 is going to be, oh, I'm sorry. No, not pin number 8. We are not doing pin number 8. Let me undo that. If you look closely, let me switch my screen here. Okay. If you look closely, on this side over here, it's going to say analog. Okay. You'll see A0, A1, A2, all the way up to A5. All right. It's going to be one of these that we're going to use. So analog means that it's for today. Analog means it's for potentiometer. Okay. So I'm going to just do A0, the first one. A0. There we go. So the connection should be pretty easy. Let's go ahead and try to make this connection. All right, and and then we can do some coding. All right, here we go. Let me zoom in here. Here we go. Okay, so we've got to do 5V. So first let's get our potentiometer here. All right, and let's set it up so that each leg is on its own row. So I'm just going to put it like here, somewhere here. And it should just fit in nicely. There we go. There, that's nice. Okay, now let's do the first connection. I'm kind of running out of colors here. I still have my everything plugged in, so I'm leaving the rest of this stuff plugged in here, my RGB light and my button. All right, so let's do, I guess I'm going to use yellow now. Let's do the outside leg, which is going to be up here. This goes, this is yellow for me, into 5V. And let's see here, 5V. Oh, I have one here. Okay. All right, so I put the yellow into 5V. All right, and hard to see here. What I should have done is probably use the power rail here. Okay, but I did not do that. That's okay. But if you use the power rail, your breadboard's going to be cleaner than mine. All right, so now let's do the GND connection. Just going to use this like gray color. It's down here. Okay, and that's going to go to GND. GND. Now, I'm gonna look and see where on the board is there already a GND. So I think, yeah, this brown wire, this black wire is GND. So I'm just gonna go to that same row. There. Okay. Again, yours will look different than mine, but the idea is that just find a row that already has a GND connection to the Uno, and then stick this new wire into that same row. All right, last one is the A0 connection. Let's go purple. And then A0. Cool. All right, let's go to my code here, and let's do this. All right, so I still have code here from last time, so I'm just going to keep that there and go ahead and add to it. So what I need to do is first set up my pin mode. Oh, it looks like I have an unfinished pin mode here, so I will just use this one. Let me erase that. All right, so pin mode. Now, which pin? We had A0. Well, actually, you know, looking at this, I'm reminded that we're using the analog in, the A0. So for the analog in pins, we don't need to set it up. So we're cool. Okay. So that's fine. So the A0 we don't need to set up because it's got its own like analog in column here, so we don't need to worry about that. So then let's go and in our loop, let's do something. All right. I'm going to try to read in the A0 voltage. Okay, remember A0 is connected to the potentiometer. Okay, so the A0 voltage should change while I turn my dial. So let's do that. Now I want to read it in and I want to print it out to the screen. So the way that we do that is I'm going to make a variable. I'm going to make a variable called I'm going to call it int and potentiometer. Okay, that's my variable. And then I'm going to say potentiometer equals analog read A0. Okay, so analog read means it's just a command saying what is the voltage at A0. And then we're going to do this thing, serial.println potentiometer. All right, what this does is that it prints the potentiometer value to the computer screen. All right, and then I'm going to give it a delay 1000. Okay, why do I do that? Is that I don't want to read it too fast, because if you remember, the way that this works is that every time it goes through the loop, it goes all the way down to 45, right? Line 45, and then it repeats and does it again, starts here at 29, okay? So if you do the serial println too fast, it kind of messes up the communication, it gets confused, so we want to put a delay. You could probably put like 10 milliseconds, but for now I'm just put 1000. But you need some kind of delay, probably at least 10 milliseconds, but I'm going to put 1000 just to be safe. Okay, so let's do this. Upload. Let's see. Okay, cool. And let's go to monitor and see what's going on here. Is it working? Oh, I forgot something. Let's disconnect. So it's good to do this together. Sometimes I forget things. I'm sure sometimes you forget things. Under setup, we have to do serial.begin 9600. All this does is it sets up the Arduino Uno so that it can do the print to the computer screen thing. So if you don't have this command, the one right here I just did, it's not going to work. So forgot about that, but it should work now. So make sure you guys put this in, okay? So let's upload. Try it again. And then go to monitor. Cool. Okay, check it out. It says 331. Now I'm going to turn my dial. And as I turn my dial, see I'm turning it, It's getting smaller. So that's, if you look at it this way, all right, you turn it, I guess it's all the way counterclockwise, it goes 0. And if you turn it, see, I'm keep turning it slowly. Make it so that you guys can see me turn it. See, it gets bigger and bigger. And the maximum is 1023, okay? So kind of like the servo motor will go 0 to 180, okay? So this is also similar. It's like half a circle, but it's 0 to 1023, all right? So all the way one way is 0, and keep. Now, so if you think about it, I have 1024 different things that I can do, because I have 1024 different conditions, right? Because I can turn this to make it, you know, this is 94 right now, but theoretically I could try to get it to be exactly 1. Kind of hard, right? You got to like fine tune it. Now, if you wanted to, I'm gonna disconnect here. If you wanted to do that, maybe let's do like a smaller delay, 100. Then you can you can see the numbers change more frequently, which will help you trying to get that fine tuning. Okay. All right, you see it's faster now. Yes, okay, so I can, yeah, it's like so fine. I'm like barely touching it. 5, 4, 2. Oh, I got 2. All right, so pretty close. But I kind of like this, so the 100 milliseconds. All right, cool. So the first challenge, going up here for today's challenges, is connect potentiometer and confirm 0 to 1023 voltage range. Now, when it says 1023, it doesn't actually mean 1023 volts, okay? It means that it's the highest voltage, which for the Arduino, it means 1023. So we won't get into why is it 1023 right now, but just so you guys know, it doesn't mean 1023 volts, okay? It's just the maximum voltage. All right, so then after we do that, using serial monitor, okay? Now the next thing we want to do is, let's see if we can open box when it is at 0, open close box when it is at 1023. Well, actually, let's flip that. It makes more sense. Open box when it is at 1023, close box when it is at 0. So how do I do that? Pretty easy, actually. All right. First, let's comment out my button stuff. So this is like the stuff that controls my button. I don't want 2 things controlling it. It's going to get confusing. Okay, so I'm commenting that out. Then I'll say if potentiometer equals 0, then I do my servo.write open. That's it. If potentiometer equals 1023, my servo.write close. Okay, so I'm just asking two conditions. If it's 0, open it. If it's 1023, close it. And this will keep looping and checking. I think that will work. Let's try. Okay. And let's go to the serial monitor so you can see what it's saying. Okay, so it's 2 right now. I'm gonna go to 0 and it should, it's okay. Let's go to 1023. Okay, so 1023 is close. And 0 is open. Is that what I did? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so 0 should be closed. 1023 is open. Just make sure. So I flipped it there, but simple fix. Okay, let's try again. Open. Close. Oh, I realize you guys can't even see this. Sorry about that. You can kind of see my box at least. Okay, so close. And 123 should open. Cool. Back to 0, close. All right, so now let's give you guys a couple challenges. All right, number 3 is I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay. And open halfway if it is at 512. Okay. So you can open all the way at 1023, close all the way at 0, open halfway when it's 512. How would you do that? All right. Challenge 4 is open box when you press the button, because you still have that. Close box when you don't press the button. And then use potentiometer to control brightness of your RGB LED. Okay. Now, what color? You can just pick any color. So you're gonna have 2 things going on. So you press the button, it will open. Let go of the button, it will close. And then also you can use the dial, and it will change the brightness. So the light should be on all the time, okay, regardless if you press the button or not. But the potentiometer should control the intensity, the brightness of the LED. And you can pick any color that you want. Okay. And that would be pretty good. Okay. So that would be, if you're able to do that, then you're going to have a button, RGB, and a potentiometer set up. So have fun with that. Looking forward to how you guys do with that, and we will talk more on Thursday. Talk to you guys later.